All right, hello and welcome back to Filipino TV and Sports Weekly. I'm Tim from the Fight Insight podcast, and with me here today from Stride Muay Thai in Scarborough, Ontario is Lanny. He is the owner and head coach. Hello, Lanny.
Hi, how's it going?
Good, good. Good to see you again.
Good to see you in person.
Yeah, that's right. And so what I wanted to talk to you about today was your gym. You are at the southeast of Warden and Eglinton in Scarborough. And so just tell us a little bit about Stride Muay Thai and how you began.
Yeah, well, Stride Muay Thai started in 2011, but our physical location, we finally got our own space about 7 years ago. So we've been here for 7 years. My martial arts journey started when I was 16 years old. I went and I joined a Kung Fu gym. And I fell in love with martial arts. About 2007, I started traveling to Thailand on my own, looking for some competition, and I fell in love with the art of Muay Thai. So ever since 2007, I've been training specifically and strictly Muay Thai, and that's how Stride Muay Thai came to be.
All right, and for the viewers watching at home who are a little bit nervous about joining Muay Thai, thinking that, okay, it's only if you want to be a professional fighter or you want to get into real fights. It's not just that though, right? It's for family, children, women, men, anybody.
100%. So I would say a very small percentage of the gym actually competes at any point. But Muay Thai is such a simple martial art. So it's, they call it the art of 8 limbs. We do punches, kicks, elbows, and knees. Anyone can do Muay Thai. And like I said, I would say 95% of our gym is not non-competitive. They just want to get a great workout in a great environment, learning a new skill, and just being part of a great community.
All right, and that's the big thing here too. And I've seen this gym before, and I follow you guys on Instagram. It's a great place to train and join. Tell me about the family environment here and the people that join.
Yeah, so that's one of the things we pride ourselves at our gym. It's about making sure everyone feels accepted at our gym. There's no mean mugging when you come through the door. We want to make sure that anyone that comes through the door can learn beautiful art of martial arts, Muay Thai. So that's what we really pride ourselves about in this gym, is making sure that everyone is included. And if you want to train with us, you're more than welcome to come and train with us. So.
No, that's amazing. And again, it's not just for anybody that wants to train that is already in shape though either, right? Like you can have no background in martial arts. You can be maybe a little bit out of condition, right? The COVID-20 or whatever it is now. So you might have put on some pounds, but it's never too late to start, right?
Yes, no, 100%. So one of the things as a gym owner, you hear all the time is, oh, you know what? I'm going to get in shape and then I'm going to come and train with Muay Thai, right? So any gym owner will tell you, just do it. You're not going to be able to prepare for it. You're going to come in and you're going to experience a different kind of workout that you've never done before, and you'll just get it. That happens all the time at our gym here. We have athletes come in, we have moms, we have, every sort of level coming in, and it's the same thing. Once they join our community, they always express the same thing to me. It's like, I'm so glad I joined. But same thing, you don't have to be ready to join. Just come in. That's the most important step to joining a gym, right? Just go and do it. Right?
Yeah, no, definitely. That is the key here. So if you're thinking about joining a Muay Thai gym and you're in the Scarborough area, definitely come and check out Stride Muay Thai. We spoke about during the pandemic, there were a few things that went on. Gyms were closed. One of the things that you did, and this is how I met you, was that you were putting on free self-defense seminars for women. Right. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how that went during the pandemic?
Yeah, unfortunately, during the pandemic, one of the prevailing events that was happening was there was a lot of, number one, anti-Asian sentiment going along, and I was just tired of seeing video after video on Instagram and Facebook of people getting picked on because of their race, or a lot of Asian women were being picked on. One of the incidences in, I think it was San Francisco, where a granny got picked on, kind of struck a chord with me, because in that video she spoke a certain dialect of Chinese where my family is from. So it struck a chord, and it just made me want to do my part, as small as it may be. So I thought, you know what, I'm pretty good at teaching people how to kick and punch. Maybe if that one little thing could help someone out, we decided to do a free seminar on Zoom. So that was my little way of just trying to help the situation. So
No, that's great. And that's, those are the kind of things that we really look for in the community, right? People that are reaching out, helping one another, and that's amazing. Now, during COVID, also, of course, your gym was closed down. And so let us know, how were you able to kind of survive essentially during the lockdown, and what were you doing during that time for your students and for your members?
Yeah. So as what most gyms had to do, we had to pivot, right? So gyms are physically locked down. So most of the gym owners I know, we transitioned to doing classes on Zoom, right? So that's where we maintained a portion of our membership. And for me personally, I also do personal training. And all my personal training clients switched over to Zoom. So, like we teach in this gym, it's how to deal with adversity. So when we got shut down the first time and the second time, we just had to learn how to pivot. So I would say with our strong community, most of them stuck with us on Zoom, and we just got by. But now that we're reopened, we're flourishing. So. That's how we got through the pandemic. So
no, that's amazing. I know myself, I was not able to work out on Zoom. I mean, I tried it as best as I could, but it's difficult. So
very difficult,
so I'm glad that the gyms are back open. Now that the gyms are open, what are you seeing in the community? Are you seeing like a renewed resurgence of new people looking to get fit, looking to exercise? What is the feeling?
Definitely, 100%. So like I said, our community is what kept us afloat. And now that everyone's back to training pretty much close to the way we used to, the word of mouth is really getting around. Our junior program is flourishing right now. Our teen program at the gym is flourishing, and we're getting more and more people through the door on a weekly basis. So definitely a want from people to want to start training. And I think maybe after the lengthy lockdowns that we had to endure, they're realizing they better take advantage and, just taking those chances, like we said, to just step through the door. Go try out a couple of gyms and see which one works for you, right? So.
Yeah, no, that's right. Because, you never know. I mean, knock on wood, but hopefully we don't go through a lockdown again, but you don't know. And so that's why now, while things are open, it's the time to get out there, join a gym like Stride Muay Thai and try and, enhance yourself and get better.
Exactly, yeah.
So one of the things you were talking about is your younger students. And I know when we spoke about you before, when I spoke to you before on the Fight Insight podcast, we spoke about your junior team that you call the Stride Lings.
Yeah.
And so I love that name. That's amazing. The Stride Lings. Tell us about them and what your junior program is made of.
Yeah, so our junior program is for students ages 4 to 12. So like I said, we have a very strong junior program with reopening of Muay Thai Ontario, Muay Thai Canada. We're hoping to get a lot of our juniors into some competition this year as well. But on top of that as well, we've had a big surge in teens, right? So you've heard about the Stridelings, but now we also have the Stride Muay Teens, right? So we have two very young groups, these students embody what training Muay Thai is about. Our students are very respectful, and they take the art seriously and they love it. So for us to be able to pass on that love for the martial art to our younger members, it's a very exciting time for Muay Thai in Canada and Ontario.
All right. And so the competitions that you're talking that there are some competitive events that are coming up and those are renewed. So can you tell us a little bit about that? And, what kind of events do go on? Because for those that are not familiar with martial arts, especially for children, what kind of events go on and how do they fight each other? I mean, they're obviously padded up and it's a safe environment. So if you can just explain to the viewers about that.
Yeah. So, the exciting thing these days about Muay Thai is that Muay Thai is actually now an official Olympic sport.
Yeah.
So this is a huge step for Muay Thai. So which means, maybe one day one of our Stridelings or our Stride Muay Teens could be an Olympian one day. So having said that, it's a very regulated sport. So especially for junior competition, they make sure that under 14 years old, there's zero head contact. There's a lot of concussion protocol. So, they do everything by the book. We are part of Muay Thai Ontario, which is also part of Muay Thai Canada. So through this legally sanctioned fights through the province of Ontario, there are house shows, there are provincial tournaments, and then usually the year ends off with a national tournament. So you kind of fight at different levels to improve your ranking and whatnot. So in our gym, we have a couple of national medalists as well. So we're hoping to add more members to that count. So.
Oh, that's great. And so for those that watch Cobra Kai on TV or anything like that, it's not as violent as that. It's not just random kids coming and attacking people.
No, exactly. Again, Muay Thai is now an Olympic sport, so there's a very specific way to score. It's a very safe sport. We have great officials that make sure that everyone is healthy. At any event, you have to have a doctor ringside. Every coach now in Muay Thai Ontario has to be officially licensed. So again, now that it's an Olympic sport, we have to adhere to certain standards to make sure that our fighters and coaches make it to that next level. So.
All right, that's great. And your motto of the gym, and I apologize, honor, respect, pride?
Respect, honor, and pride, yes.
I just got mixed up the order, but respect, honor, pride.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? I saw that on the website. I know that's something that you guys feel strongly about. And so what does that mean to you, and what is it all about?
Yeah, definitely. So we bow in and out of class every time we have our class with respect, honor, and pride. The way I explain it to my juniors, I basically ask them questions, right? I ask them, what do you think respect is? And usually the answer is, being treated the way you want to be treated. So we kind of try to teach our students through examples what respect is. Honor, we teach them to do the right thing, even sometimes when it's not the easiest thing to do. Especially these days with our younger members, we want them to really understand how to be honorable in what they do. And then just pride, having pride in being able to do those two things, and having pride with your teammates and all your training. You should take pride in what you do, and there's nothing wrong with showing that. So.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. And when you see the environment of a martial art gym, when you see children here, when you see young teens, you can see the respect and the honor that they display. And I think that's really important, because those are, if you're a parent and you're seeing that, that's really what you want your child to be. And martial arts is a great way to do that. Mm-hmm. So just before we go, I just wanted to say, if anyone was interested in joining Stride Muay Thai, how do they find you, and where can they get a hold of you?
Yep, they can find us on our website, www.stridemuaythai.com. We have a website where you can sign up for a couple different trial options. You can follow us on Instagram under Stride Muay Thai as well, and Facebook. Stride Conditioning, actually, it's on Facebook. But if you type in Stride Muay Thai, you'll be able to find us. So any of those options.
All right. No, that's great. Is there anything that you wanted to say to the viewers before we go?
No, thank you for coming. It's great to have you guys. And anyone who's interested in Muay Thai, like I said, don't wait. Just get out there and try something new, and you'll probably surprise yourself and maybe find a martial art that you'll fall in love with for the rest of your life.
No, most definitely. And Lanny, it was great to see you in person for the first time. I had initially interviewed Lanny on the Fight Insight podcast. So if you wanted to see more of Lanny, you can also, aside from joining his gym, you can come over and check out that episode on the Fight Insight podcast. That's it for today for Filipino TV. Thank you very much for watching. Please check out myfilipinotv.com or check out Fight Insight podcast on the internet. Have a great day. Thank you.